as we start getting, before we get started, as people start jumping on, most of you might have seen in my Instagram account, that I've started sharing, especially this month, um, a bit on abundance. And not only abundance, but scarcity. So, what is the scarcity mindset? What are ways to overcome the scarcity mindset? And this led me to create a space, a training, which I'll share with you later, to kind of dive into these topics. And I will be very, very transparent in this live. Um, I guess the reason why I wanted to do this training is because as I was moving through my own journey of abundance, I would see that the only people that talked about abundance and, their success were people who made it. Well, not made it in quotes, but like made it. I say it in quotes because made it is such a personal, unique experience. Like my idea of success might not be the same idea of success that you might have. So making it is actually a bit, personal as well. So, but what I did see is that it always came from a place where the person who shared on abundance was someone who had already in their mind made it to that expectation, made it through that obstacle, overcame that thing, had that level and definition of success that they wanted, and they were sharing from that space. Now, don't know if you relate, you'll let me know, but what started happening for me was that it was hard for me to connect with the people that I was exposing myself to. It's almost as if they were very far ahead in their abundance journey, and I would listen to some of the things that they said, and I was just like, I can't get behind this. Like, I get you on a mental level. I understand what you're saying. I understand where you're coming from. However, for me and my current situation and position where I am, it's really difficult for me to put on those beliefs or ways of seeing the world right now, where I am right now. So literally from this kind of dilemma that I've been experiencing in my own journey to abundance, is that I decided to share this training. And yeah, full disclosure, for those of you that might not know, my name is Gabriela. I'm from the Dominican Republic, and I started my business literally in January 2020. So it's a coaching business, a business to support women in connecting with their most inner wisdom and guidance, their most authentic self, and have a conscious transformation in any area of their lives. So I started this not too long ago. And in my mind of the expectations that I have for my business, I can tell you very openly that I am not where I want to be. What I can tell you is that even though monetarily, financially, I might not be where I know I want to be, I have been able to experience glimpses of the feeling of abundance right now in my present moment. And for me, this learning was so huge to experience this abundance, even though financially, like I'll be honest, financially, I've been way better off in the past. Like if I were to share where I am financially, obviously, I'm very happy. I have my business, I have my clients. I'm able to wake up and do what I love to do and support myself. And this is huge for me. This has been a huge success. But financially, I've been better off in other times. And what I can tell you is that in those times, I didn't feel abundant. There was always this sense of urgency. There was always this sense of running somewhere, of going somewhere. And I guess this is the feeling that I've been able to soothe, where now I might not be right now where I want to be, but it's clear that I know I can get there. I'm at peace with how much time it's going to take. Obviously, I still experience my moments of scarcity. And as well, with those moments of scarcity, I'm also able to experience a sense of okayness, a sense of I can look around me and I can see the places where I am abundant. Even if it's not in my business, I can see in the other places through my relationship, through my family, through my friends. And these are abundances. I don't even know if that's the right word, but these are things that we generally take for granted because the word abundance has usually been tied to this financial success. So this is how the training came about. It's literally me sharing my journey, sharing where I'm coming from, sharing my current situation at the moment. And yeah, I'll just have some things written down that I want to cover just very quickly. So what led me to want to create this training is to kind of bridge that disconnect of being someone who might not have that financial success, however, has felt the experience of abundance and can say that this is something that we can work on, even though financially we have not experienced it. Two, I'm also someone who is still kind of in that journey, in that overcoming, and I believe that you'll be able to identify more with where I'm coming from, and be able to relate more maybe with the learnings, with the practices, than maybe someone who is a little bit further down the line in that level of success. I am I am putting out there in the world what I would have wanted to receive, which is someone who is currently going through the struggle, which is someone who has not made it, and someone who could tell me, Gabby, it's possible to experience that peace even if you don't have it. Literally, those are the words that those would have been the affirmations that I would have wanted to hear from someone when I was like in deep, in that scarcity deep. So literally the thought just came to me, and that's why I feel led to sharing it with all of you. But the first thing that I noticed was the following. The first thing that I noticed when I was kind of in my journey of abundance, of going from scarcity to abundance, was that when I started my business, it was very quick for me to reach some success. Like, I started my business and I got 4 to 5 clients relatively within 2 months. And for me, that was huge. And when that happened, 2 months after, I made nothing. I made no money. I didn't make anything out of this because, it's a new business. It hadn't happened before. So I'm just like, okay, it took me a while to get some money. Didn't make anything out of it. And then I launched my group program, one of them. And this group program was a success in my mind. Like, I didn't think it was something that I would have been able to pull off. I got around 11 women in this group program. It went beautifully. I surpassed the expectation that I had for myself. And here, a similar thing happened again. I reached that success. I overcame myself also financially. And then for the 1 or 2 months after that, I didn't make any money. So I was kind of like in this yo-yo of success, not success, success, not success. And still today it happens, but I'm able to catch it quickly. That's the difference. In the first situation with the 5 clients, it took me, let's say, 2 months. With the group program, I was able to catch myself in a month. Now, when something like this happens, I would say that the last one was like within a week, I was like, oh, this is what happened. Like, now I'm more aware of it. But it doesn't mean that it doesn't continue to happen and that I don't continue to face that scarcity. So anyway, I was yo-yoing back and forth, and I'm like, what is this? Like, I make the money, but then somewhere along the line, I feel like I have to wait, which leads me to also spending the money, because time goes by as I continue to spend, and also getting to this point where the scarcity was felt so strongly in my part, like the tightness, the rigidity of not knowing how I was going to support myself for maybe a month. So I'm like, why do I have to wait until I get to this really rigid point? Why do I have to wait to feel this scarcity so deeply so that I can get creative with another program or getting clients? Like, why do I need to wait for this? And I literally asked myself the question. I literally said, where have I experienced this emotion of like rigidity, stuckness? Where did I experience this in my life in the past? And the memory came. The memory came when I was very young. I was 4 years old, and my mom passed away. When that happened, it was a very chaotic time, uncertainty. Literally, my support system at that time had been taken away. And it was literally those emotions. It's almost as if when the memory came, I started to feel the emotions again. And it was very, very uncomfortable and not easy. But I was able to tie the emotion and why I kept going back to it. It's almost as if my way of connecting with my mom was taking myself to that cycle of feeling the helplessness, the helplessness, the stuckness, to relive that experience from my past. So this is already one of the many practices that I've learned that it's very, very important to be very aware of. Our scarcity mindset is it's literally developed in our childhood. You know, we're not born in scarcity. We're not born that way. Look at a child. All a child sees is abundance. All a child sees is love and possibilities. And you can even see that there's no fear in them. It's because they don't have that program yet. And just as we have this program, it's as easy to unlearn it. However, it requires awareness. It requires awareness of where are the patterns coming from? Where are we going back to? Even if it's an unwanted situation, we're not gonna we go to what's familiar, not necessarily to what feels good. And for me, this was a very hard truth to come across. We don't, we gravitate towards what's familiar. And for me, if that emotion of kind of helplessness, stuckness is what was familiar to me, it's where I kept going back to. So having this awareness of just asking yourself, you know, whenever you're in a pattern of scarcity or of thinking that it's not enough, ask yourself, where in the past did I experience this? Where in the past did this come up for me? And if you ask an open-ended question instead of being like, why does this happen to me? Why? Ask when. And the brain will give you that information, even if it takes some time. Trust the memories that come up. Most likely they're going to be memories from your childhood where you felt those emotions that are present now. So this is one of the most important things. It's like, meet your inner child. Meet them, because these emotions, that's how they're going to be released. And when we start releasing and facing off with those fears and those feelings, we kind of start opening space. And in that space, we can start to experience the abundance from within. Because another thing, number two, there's this belief that our abundance is outside of ourselves. Our abundance is in the next book. Our abundance is in following this mentor. And that's literally one of the main blocks. The moment we think that the abundance is outside of ourselves, that's when we're going to feel like we missed out on something, like we didn't get the memo. And we go into this cycle of, what do I don't have that others have? Which, I'm sorry, is BS. We all have the same capabilities. We all have the same possibilities. Does it mean we'll all have the same journey? No. However, in terms of possibility, we truly, truly have those possibilities. So it's about shifting the lens and how we see the world. And yeah, I think I want to leave it there. Again, if you have questions, if you want to share a comment around what this kind of woke up for you while I was sharing, reach out, share it in the comments. You can reach out to me as well. I'm going to put the link for this training. So it's going to be a 2-day training. It's free because I really, really believe that this information is information that all women need access to. All women need access to. Like, really, we don't know our power. Even me, I don't know my power. Like, I include myself in this. So the hope of this training is that together I can share my learnings, open the space, and we can together kind of brainstorm and see each other where we're at in our struggles and in whatever is coming up for us. So it's a 2-day training. It's going to be October 21st and October 22nd. I'll share the link below. The name of the training is The Shift. So that shift from scarcity mindset to abundance. And yeah, it's going to be by Zoom. We're going to get together and again, get at these because I really, really believe that this is information we all need. And again, this is not going to be kind of like the elixir of truth and completely transform us. If there's anything I've learned is that with this work, there are no shortcuts. Literally, it's going to take daily action, daily choices, little by little. However, it's so worth it. Like, it's work that is so worthwhile. If we're just patient with understanding that even though it's a small action, that little small action has the power to shift our reality, if we can truly understand that and take it day by day, taking those actions and take this training as a step into claiming your abundance, claiming what is possible for you. And then in the training, you'll leave with a roadmap. You'll leave with a blueprint that'll help you understand, ooh, this is where my patterns are coming from. Maybe I might not feel this abundance now, but this is the direction that works for me so that I can start feeling that abundance day by day.